Flight patterns have changed in Arlington and surrounding communities since 2013. We're here to discuss the issue and what Arlington can do about it. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get right to it. Could you please explain what airplane noise is?
Yes, it's simply put, noise from airplanes, which is measured at a decibel level, and it's the transference of energy and air pressure from the airplanes to the community below.
Okay, and who decides the flight patterns? What criteria goes into deciding which flight goes over which community?
So the FAA basically has control over airspace. So in the case of Logan, Massport controls the ground operations, but once an airplane actually goes wheels up, the FAA and air traffic control are in charge. And over probably the last decade, there has been a concerted effort by the FAA to modernize the air traffic system and how it's managed. There's a program called NextGen, which has implemented a number of different changes, one of which is the one that the communities of Arlington and Belmont and Watertown and parts of Cambridge are experiencing, which is rather than a pilot would, based on their destination, would request or be given a particular flight route. But the flights were pretty randomly distributed. If you take a look at the graphic that shows the flight paths prior to June of 2013, and they were distributed to the point where any one particular household or resident was not exposed to repetitive flights. What's changed is something called RNAV, which is basically a GPS-based navigation system that narrows the flight patterns to very, very specific corridors.
What has been the process for making these routing changes? When were they made? Why were they made?
What has brought us to the complaints is, as Myron said, the FAA changed their procedures in 2012, and Logan put it into effect in June of 2013, which has resulted in what Myron has just described, which has impacted Arlington, Winchester, Belmont, and Watertown significantly.
Again, if you look at the graphics of the sort of before and after, there's a graphic that outlines the routes that were actually adopted by the FAA. There's a big difference between what life was prior to June of 2013 for most residents, and in some cases it's gotten better, because there are some people that had been impacted by flights who have fewer flights. And I think that that's really been the crux of the issue.
Thank you so much for joining us. This was very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you are concerned about airplane noise, make your voice heard and contact your legislative reps or CAC to file a complaint. For Arlington Public News, I'm Akriti Jagmohan.